Hello class. Today I'd like to talk to you about chapter 25, which deals with persuasion. Now, as you have probably already remembered, we are going to be doing a persuasive speech for your final. That means that it is your job to form a speech where the whole purpose is to change your audience's attitudes, beliefs, values, or actions. Now, we've talked before about these three levels of beliefs, values, and attitudes. Please remember that chances are you're not going to be able to change somebody's values because those are very deep-seated. But you can change somebody's their beliefs maybe, and definitely their attitudes. So that's what you want to focus on when you're thinking about what topic you would like to choose. Now, also remember that it is always easier to persuade an audience whose position is just somewhat different than your own. For example, if you're trying to persuade an audience that is totally against abortion, and your view is for it, it's not probably going to work because that goes into their values. You want to think about things where it's possible, it's just a little bit different than what you believe, and you're giving them a new slant on that idea. So keep that in mind when you are thinking about your topic. Now, one of the main points of chapter 25 talks about Aristotle's 3 rhetorical proofs. You need to be able to use these effectively in order to get a good grade in your persuasive speech. The 3 different rhetorical proofs that Aristotle uses is logos, pathos, and ethos. I'll explain those 3 to you in detail so that you understand how to use them. Again, the 3 rhetorical proofs are logos, pathos, and ethos. So let's start with logos. Logos is dealing with when you are trying to prove something using your logic or your reason. Just think of logos as logic, and that should hopefully make some more sense for you. So if we are trying to persuade somebody's attitudes or their beliefs using logic, then it would sound something like this. If you believe that swimming is a good exercise, and you believe that exercise releases endorphins, which helps you to study better, then it stands to reason that if you would swim a little every day and get some exercise in, that it would help your study habits. It's basically combining 2 different ideas that they already believe and then using reason to connect those 2 ideas. The second rhetorical proof that Aristotle uses is pathos. Now, pathos deals with the emotional side of it. So in essence, if I'm trying to persuade you using emotions, I'm using pathos. Now, prime example of that would be if you went to church. A lot of times you'll see in church, you will see people, catch the spirit, or they're jumping up and down, they're getting really excited. They're being persuaded based on emotion. When you're using pathos, you tend to use very vivid descriptions. You tend to use very emotionally charged language. So you use a lot of things that get people emotionally involved, and they want to do something right away. Now, this is honestly very effective. The downside of it is that it is not long-lasting. How many times have you seen somebody respond to an appeal in church, have very good intentions, but shortly after, maybe the same day or the next week, they're back to doing the same things that they said they wouldn't do? It's not that they didn't mean the commitment that they stated. It's just that when your whole argument is based on pathos, it's not effective long term. So you want to use pathos sparingly. You do use it because it's effective, but you cannot use it as the only way of persuading somebody. All right, the last rhetorical proof is ethos. Now, ethos is where you are using proof through your speaker's character. Think of it this way. If I believe you as a person, if I believe that you are trustworthy and I believe that you are credible, then I am more likely to believe whatever it is you're trying to persuade me about. Now, the catch to that is we are towards the end of the semester, and so your classmates have been watching you. If you've been a joker all semester, when you get up about a serious topic, they may not believe you. You have to try your best to have the character where people would actually believe the information that you are sharing with them. That's what ethos is all about. You are trying your best to build speaker credibility. Let's just look at history. If a president has built a good record, then most people will tend to believe him. They believe that what he's saying is going to be true. They believe in the value of his words. However, if you are known not to be a person of your word, it is very hard for you to persuade somebody and for somebody to follow what it is that you are saying unless you are consistent. That is the biggest thing with ethos. You have to be consistent. All right, so class, quick review. Chapter 25 just talks about persuasion. Most importantly, you need to understand the definition for persuasion. You need to understand who you can potentially persuade, which are those that have a view moderately different than yours. And finally, you need to fully understand and be able to apply Aristotle's 3 rhetorical proofs: logos, ethos, and pathos. See you in class.